Welcome to a journey through the shadows of cinematic history, where forgotten horror classics from the 1970s lurk just beneath the surface, waiting to terrify and mesmerize you. Today, we'll unearth 5 chilling films that you must watch before you die, especially if you're a fan of supernatural horror, atmospheric thrillers, and eerie made-for-TV movies that punch way above their budget. If you're brave enough, smash that like button, haunt the comments with your thoughts, and subscribe for more horror deep dives. Stick around. Number 3 is a vampire tale so unsettling it changed TV horror forever. Before Mulder and Scully were poking around the paranormal, there was David Norliss, a skeptical journalist who accidentally found himself knee-deep in supernatural sludge. The Norliss Tapes is a made-for-TV horror flick that was supposed to kick off a series, but instead left us with a tantalizing standalone gem. Roy Thins plays Norliss with a perfect blend of deadpan cynicism and growing dread as he investigates a widow's claim that her recently deceased husband is wandering around their property and sculpting grotesque statues. Directed by Dan Curtis, the man responsible for Dark Shadows, this film leans heavily into gothic horror, complete with stormy nights and an undead antagonist oozing blue clay. Think cozy 70s turtlenecks clashing with pure occult terror. Watch it for the haunting ending. It'll make you wish there were more tapes to play.
I'm into the book, a series of tapes. When you hear them, you'll understand.
The man I shot was already dead. It was Jim. My dead husband, James Court.
Or it might be too late.
The girl's body was totally drained of blood.
Someone's taken the body. Let me talk to the coroner.
This 2-part NBC miniseries is a reason to be deeply suspicious of picturesque New England villages. The Dark Secret of Harvest Home, based on the best-selling novel by Thomas Tryon, preys on our collective unease about rural isolation and the hidden rituals of insular communities. Betty Davis stars as the matriarch of Cornwall Coombe, a town where farming traditions run disturbingly deep. The story follows a city family that moves in, only to find that harvest might involve more than just corn husks and scarecrows. Despite its tame production values, it explores heavy themes of sacrifice, fertility, and conformity within the community with precision.
You're a fool, Nick! Do you want to end up like me?
Were there forbidden rituals of death at Harvest Home? Judge for yourself. Now.
Is it really a ghost?
A revenue man disappeared in a lonesome, looking for that still. Supposed to be his ghost that haunts the wood there.
Whoa!
You'll bear a child in the spring, Death. It is prophesied.
Could the widow give life as well as take it? Why did she choose Nick and Beth to take the house?
House ain't meant for profit. It's meant for whelping a babe.
Betty Davis stars as the widow, an earth mother, healing and wise. Was she a devil who directed ritual murder?
He's come to see. Let him see.
This CBS miniseries, adapted from Stephen King's second novel, was directed by Tobe Hooper. Yes, the same mad genius behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Here, the sleepy town of Jerusalem's Lot is invaded by a centuries-old vampire, Kurt Barlow, who doesn't sparkle in the sunlight. He shrivels into a grotesque Nosferatu-inspired monstrosity. What makes Salem's Lot so brilliant is how it juxtaposes everyday small-town life with creeping, inescapable evil. David Soul plays the writer-turned-vampire hunter with surprising gravitas, while James Mason has sinister charm as the vampire's human accomplice. The window scene, you know the one, traumatized an entire generation of kids who made the mistake of watching it alone. It's atmospheric, measured, and surprisingly sophisticated for a TV production, proving you don't need buckets of fake blood to terrify your audience. Just a pale boy scratching at your bedroom window.
Ben Mears has been away too long. And now at last, he's come home. Home to the childhood memories. To the old familiar faces. To a life unmolested by time. Home to Salem's Lot. A town too good to be true.
Wait! Danny, wait!
Something is happening. Something terrible.
Don't you understand what's happening?
You?
Yes, I do. It's in the Marston house. You slept there all night?
Somebody out there.
Sweet.
I let him in.
Stop, holy man! You can do nothing against the master.
They're breeding on one another. The vampires are creating vampires.
The master wants you.
Bill! Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Look at me. Ben, Susan's in there. Run!
Long before the Conjuring franchise made haunted houses mainstream popcorn fare, there was The House That Wouldn't Die, a quiet yet unnerving made-for-TV movie that has aged far better than anyone expected. Starring Barbara Stanwyck in a rare late-career horror role, this film takes the move into an old house and regret everything trope and gives it a restrained, almost literary treatment. Based on Barbara Michaels' novel Amy, Come Home, it tells the story of Ruth Bennett and her niece, who inherit an antique-filled mansion in Pennsylvania. Spoiler alert, the haunting is less about poltergeist pyrotechnics and more about inherited trauma, possession, and chilling seance sequences. Stanwyck's commanding presence elevates the material, while the film's subtle pacing makes every creak of the floorboards feel like a warning. If you prefer your horror with more suggestion than spectacle, this quiet thriller will linger with you long after the end credits roll. What do you get when you combine a gangster's mall, a drive-in theater, and a ghost with a vendetta? Ruby, that's what, a gloriously bizarre slice of supernatural exploitation cinema that could only have come from the fevered imagination of the late 1970s. Piper Laurie, fresh off her Oscar-nominated role in Carrie, 1976, plays Ruby Claire, a former gun moll who now runs a Florida drive-in where paranormal events start to unfold. Turns out her mobster lover, who was gunned down 16 years earlier, isn't too happy about it and decides to haunt the joint. Directed by Curtis Harrington, a filmmaker known for blending horror with camp, Ruby oscillates between moody gothic elements and unabashed grindhouse weirdness. The film is drenched in an atmosphere of decaying Americana, think flickering neon signs, sweaty Florida nights, and teenage carnage. Laurie's performance is delightfully over the top, and the death scenes, while tame by today's standards, have that period-specific charm. Ruby is a film that swings for the fences and, while it doesn't always hit, it's unforgettable for its audacity alone. If you like your horror with a side of melodrama and a cherry-red convertible, this is your ride.
Ruby will take you further into the world of the supernatural than any film has ever dared. This woman is having a love affair with the supernatural.
Something has disturbed him. Something powerful. Very powerful.
Christened in blood, raised in sin, she's sweet 16. Let the party begin. First, there was The Exorcist, then The Omen and Carrie. But nothing you have ever seen before could prepare you for what you are going to see. Starring Piper Laurie.
It was never Jake. It was always you. You believe me now, don't you, Nick? You have to believe me now.
Stuart Whitman. Roger Davis.
The presence is real, with motives of his own. Leslie is a natural medium.
And introducing Janet Baldwin as Ruby's daughter. Piper Laurie was frightening in Carrie. She is terrifying as Ruby.
So there you have it, 5 forgotten horror classics that deserve to haunt your watch list. Did we miss one of your favorite underappreciated scream fests from the 70s? Let us know in the comments. We're always digging through the crypt for more obscure cinematic treasures. And if you enjoyed this list, don't forget to check out our horror movie playlists for even more recommendations that will keep your spine tingling all night long. Like, subscribe, and stay weird, because the best horror is always lurking where you least expect it.